Okay, good evening. I believe you are doing well, all of you. Sorry for not able to send the file as I promised earlier on today. I've been very busy today, but then I managed to put some information for you to be able to help you to um, work on with your application. Well, now with what that you did and you were looking for a code to generate a password and username. So to generate a password and username, you need to you need a random and a string. So you need a string function. So with a string, we have different functions you can get from a string. When you do string dots, it's going to give you different aspect of it. So within the string, we need the ASCII letters. So ASCII letters give you access to have the alphabet, both the capital and the small letters. So you'll be able to have A, B, C, D up to Z. And then you also have the capital A up to Z. And then we have the digits. So ASCII.digits will give you string.digits will going to give you the digit that is 0 to 9. So you'll be able to have all those digits. So to put them together, so you can see here is that both the ASCII letters plus your so you are concatenate with your this, okay, so which will be able to save in this format for you. So now your character is going to have all these things stored in your this thing for you. Now when you have this, you have to use return function to be able to return the output. So now to generate the password, we need to use join. So we use the join function. So dot join, what we have here is random dot choice. So in random function, you need the choice. So choice what character and you place it in the for loop. Okay, so for in range length. So now this is going to give us the length of the characters that we need to consider. Okay, that is your username and your password. What length are we considering? So that's what the length will come in here. So when you see here to generate the password, so here it generates username. So now to generate the username, we have to use this. Okay, so generate string. So generate string 8. So you can just adjust the length of the as you want. If you want it to be more, you can do adjust the length. So now with this function that we just wrote, so now once you put the length here, the length is 8. So now it's going to generate 8 characters for us. Okay, now here we want to generate password. So to generate password, we put the generate here, which is 12. Now this one also generates that for us. Now we need to create a save to a file. So what are we going to save? We need to save the username and the password that we've generated. So we have a username and the password here. So we create a file called the file name is user_credential.txt. Okay, then we write the file. So what are we write? We write the username and then we write the password. Okay, so we be able to get to a new line. That's why we have this here to get the new line. So now we can start with the Python by starting with the Python main function. So if the main function is this, then we are going to generate username and password. So username we assign to generate username. So generate username is what is going to generate the username for us. And the password too is going to generate password, also going to generate that one for us. Now to do the display, we need to display everything. So to display the generated credentials, we have print generated username, the generated password, which is going to generate from what came here. Now we need to save the credential to a file. So save file. So now our save file that we've created here, function here, which going to help us to generate the password and the username that we've generated here. So now save file here, you save it username and password. So once you have username and password, you're going to save it to the user credentials that we've created here. Now I can print this one. So credential saved to username.txt. So to be able to see everything. So once you run this code, it's going to generate the password for you. So you can see that here we have the password being generated. So you can see here we have username being this and then the password also being this. So you can see that we have WPI, the capital, and then we can see number here because of what we just did there. String.rc letters, which give us the capital and the small letters, and that does give us the random, and we are getting the random because we are using random.choice, and then we use the range, okay, the range length that we want. So that's going to give us all these ones that we have here. But to be able to generate, so the length that we want to generate, we place it there. So now you can see that it came here as this. Okay, so this is for the user name and password if you want to generate a username and password for your application that you are writing. But then I think what you are doing now, you don't necessarily need to use generated username and password because you are working on mobile money. So I've just written a small code for you, which I will walk you through. So with this one that I've done, it's just for banking. Okay, so I used import JSON to be able to save every data that I generate to a JSON file so that I can pull it later on if I needed information. So now you will see here is that this one is to load data from far. Okay, so this is the function to load data from far and try. So you can see with open far as, so now you can see json.load. So now this is going to load the far, okay, and return far. So here if there's error, that's this one is going to work. So press it in the try and catch block. Now we move to next far here, as you can see here, to save data to far. Okay, so file name data. So now I will open with open, then you can see far right. Okay, so this one is going to save the data to far. Okay, so now you can see JSON.dump data. So it's going to save it to far. The first one, load it. Okay, now now that this top here, these two code load data from far. The next one, save data from far. So I've captured these two parts. So automatically it's going to create file for me when I run the application and it's saving it for me. And then here too, I can also load at the same time using the load. Now, before you start any mobile money platform, you need to register before you can use the platform. So that's one aspect that I didn't see you doing that. Okay, so you need to register first. So the first thing here is to do the user registration. So you can see here we have user registration. So register a user. So you can see the user data. So phone number. Now we need to use your phone number to do the registration. So enter your 10-digit phone number. Now if the length of the phone number is not equal to 10 or not phone number, that is so number dot is digit function. If that, then you have to print what invalid phone number format, okay, and return. Okay. Now here password, so here is going to return nothing. Okay, that's what it means. Now here password, if it's password to it enter 4 digits, then you check the length. If the length is not equal to 4 or it's not a password, it's not a digit, then you print invalid password format. Okay, return. Now if the phone number in use is in user data, that means that it has already been registered. If that is the case, you just see that user with this number already exists. Okay, so you cannot use that. Okay, else user data, that's the phone number. So now here we will be having password. Okay, so now you can see here is that what that we are doing here is that we first check phone number in user. So if the phone number in user data, then you print user already exists. So it will not allow you. Else you come, then if it's not there, then it allow you to do the registration. So now here, what that we are doing is that we are going to use save the data that we are capturing as a dictionary. Okay, so you can see as a dictionary, and with the dictionary we need a key. Okay, so we use the phone number as a key. Okay, so your phone number will serve as a key. So you can say user data, and then we capture your phone number. So now you can have your password. So your password will be captured. Check your password, then your balance, and then the investment. So now I'm picking investment. That's why you see. So depending on what you covered, so you need the balance and the investment. Okay. So this one will just registration successful. Now deposit. Do deposit to user data. So first thing you have to check the user data first. That is the first thing. So you go through the user, check if you are already a user. So it will allow you to enter your username and your password. So once you enter your username and your password, then it move on to the amount. So it asks you enter amount that you want to, then you convert it to float. Okay. So if amount is greater or equal to zero, greater or equal to print what invalid amount. Okay, and return. So user balance, so the your balance will be your already existing balance plus the amount that you key in. So then you print your amount to you. Okay, then here your new balance will be picking the balance from here, which will be the user data balance as a key. Okay, as a key which is going to give us the value here, because this one is a key. So now it's going to give us that one here. Okay, so that is how it works here. Now we move on to the next point. Withdrawal is also going to, so to withdraw also you need to key in your username and your password. Then it will allow you to do the withdrawal. To do that, to also check if your amount is less than or equal to zero, then it will tell you invalid amount return. Then if amount is greater than the user balance that you want to withdraw, then it tells you that insufficient fund. It will, because you don't have the amount that you can then return. Then user balance, so now here if all dis thing go through, then here you will be able to check what user balance. So the amount minus your user balance, then you'll be able to get your balance that you've withdraw. And then you also have the investment. So if I'm daily investment, you will still need to put in your username and your password, then you're able to go through it. So the amount is less than equal to zero, you print invalid amount. Then if amount is greater than the user balance, that is the balance that you have there. If the amount is greater than that, you cannot do that investment. So it tells you if sufficient fund to do that investment. If everything or return, so now here you can user data balance. So now you can see the balance as a keyword will give you minus the amount that you want to invest with. So now your new investment data will be plus the amount. Okay, so that will take you to the amount. So now you can print your new investment data down there, and then paying utility bills, you can do all those things as you can see here. So this one works perfectly. Then you can see here, check balance, you can generate a password, you can generate, sorry, and generate saving reports, investment reports, and all those things. So now you see here, originally this welcome to USSD banking app. First thing is you want to do the registration, deposit, withdrawal, investment, pay utility base. Now what you see here, originally it was up to 5 to pay utility and then 6 means exit, but then I needed to add certain functionality again. So new option means that checking balance wasn't there. So now add the checking balance, saving report wasn't there. I've added that, and then 8 is investment report. So to add that, so this spot allow you to input your choices. So once you input your choices, now you can see if choice is equal to 1, then you say user register. So now it take you to the user register, then you'll be able to go through. If it's two, then it will also take you to input digit, input this, and then you are moving on to the next withdrawal, everything. So this is what will help you, and then you can see here if name equals to name. So this one is just to test the main functions of Python. Okay, so that is what I think you needed to add to your project. What we just did, we did a good job, but I think you were doing everything that you've done was hard coding, but you need to make it dynamic in such a way that it shouldn't do hard coding once you want to do certain things. But I think it's a good step that you did that. So what that I need to do is to help you to be able to shape that. But I think doing this one that I've given to you, you can still now gotten the idea. You can still make it better. I want to see what you did, what you've done better in the good shape. So kindly go through this thing, and then if there is any question that you anything that you don't understand, you can kindly get back to me. So now here, once you run this application, it's going to generate the bank data.json as a file that will going to hold your username, and then this one is for the user credentials. When I run that one to go to generate the password and stuff for me. So if I click here to run this application, you can see here that comes here. Okay, so now you can see this is the full set of the application. So you see that here I have here, first thing is user registration, deposit, withdrawal, and stuff. So now if I'm going to go through the first part of it, which is the to go through the user registration, I've done it. So I want to register again with another number, which is um 0273735500. So that is the number that I want to use. But before I do that, I need to enter the choice, which is 1. So now 1 asks me to input my number. So 0273735500. Then it asks me to input my 4 digits, which is 1122. Okay, so once I'm done with this thing, you can see that registration is successful. But then when you come here, you see that it's not showing here. Okay, the only way it will show here is to make sure I exit first. So if I click on now to exit, so now you will see that it will be updated to my JSON file. So now when I come here, I can see another user of this. This is 0 this thing. Then I have another user here, which is 027373. So you can see that here. But then this one is having the balance 0 and then the investment amount 0. So there's no balance here. Okay, so if I run this code, let me clear my screen. I'm having 2 accounts there. So now let me run this code again. Run. Okay, so now go to this banking, sorry. So and then run this first. So now I'm here. So the second point is to do deposit. So what deposit that I need to do? I need to do deposit means 2. So I click on 2. Then I enter my account number, which is the new one I just created, which is 0273735500. Once I enter, it asks me to enter my password. So if I enter a wrong password, let's say 0022, it will give me what? It tells you invalid phone number or password. So I need to go through again, go to the choice, so choice 2. Then it will ask me to input my what? 10 digits, which is 0273735500. Hit. They ask me to input my password 1122. Okay, so now it goes through. It asks me to enter the amount you want to deposit. So the amount I want to deposit is maybe 300 Ghana cedi. So once I'm done, it tells you the deposit successful. Your new balance is this. So 300. I want to take 100 as a investment account. So I'll go to investment, which is 8, and hit enter. So now when I hit enter here, it puts me my number, which is 0273735500. Enter. So now put me 1122. Okay, so now you can see here is that did we get the investment account? So you check here, that's okay. What I did was the investment balance. So it means that I have 0 balance in my investment account. So on the investment means 4. So I need to go to 4 if I want to put in investment. So I need to move on to 4 and put in 4. Okay, so put in 0273735500. And then I put in what? 4 digits, which is 1122. Okay, so now ask me to input my investment amount, which is 100 Ghana cedi. Okay, so now it tells you that invest 100 successful. So my new investment balance is this. Okay, so if I want to check my saving balance, which is 7, so put in 0273, 027373 5500, put in 1122. So now you can see that my balance is now 200, which means that I use 100 for investment. So if I go to my investment report, I should see my balance, which is investment reports is 8. So now go to 8, put in 0273735500. So I put in 1122. Okay, so now you can see here is that my investment balance too is what? 100, which is also working. You can do withdrawal. I can go to withdrawal and withdraw maybe 3 and say withdraw, and then put in 0273735500. So run this code and put in 1122. Okay, so now you can see enter the amount you want to withdraw, which is want to withdraw 50 cedi, 50.2, okay, or 50.5. Okay, so now you can see here is that this is what I'm having. I'm having a new balance of 495. Okay, so I did withdraw 295. So now here, once I did 9 exit, everything will be saved to my JSON file. So when I go to my JSON file, I'll see my new balance. I see my investment balance. Okay, so this is what we've captured for. We did not capture withdrawal and all those things in our database. So that's why when we want to check your report, we are only getting by the balance, the balances, that is the report, because we didn't capture anything in our data. But then just give you a fair idea on what to do so that you can actually sit down and then do everything proper. So you can get a proper report, investment report and stuff by picking the amount you invested. You can add the dates to it. You can also the balances, you can do the withdrawal, the time you withdraw and all those things so that you can get a proper report to your deposit, the day you do the deposit, the time, the number of deposit you've done. You can capture all those things in your JSON file as a database. So now you've gotten the basics and understanding of how this thing has been done. I entreat you to be able to add these functionalities to them. And then if there is any clarification or anything that you don't understand, you can still contact me, and then we see how we can go about it, because you need to complete your project, submit it to us, and then we will be able to also award your certificate to you. So all of you kindly make sure you complete your project, and then once you are done, you submit your project to us. Let us see what you've done. You submit a copy to us. Then we can also save it in our archive. So as a reference point, what you did when you came to our institutions, and then we will also award your certificate to you. Thank you very much. Hope to hear from you. Bye bye.